there, and he said they recommend, you know, most people try to spend at least 3 weeks. But we'd already booked our tickets and our 1 month before we decided to go there. So 2 months was all we could spare.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely time well spent, and it was just a complete recharge. And Gianty didn't have to cook, so that was good. Normally,
so you both done the treatment. Only you did it, or Gianty did as well.
Both of us, yeah, both of us. So yeah, they provide the food, real Sattvic food, and a room also, and the treatments every day. There's at least one treatment. All going well, and and medicine was there and everything. So, and in the morning, whoever wanted to come could come to yoga. So he had an 1.5-hour session of pranayama yoga. So I have a lot more appreciation for pranayama and yoga now. So I pretty much every day without fail do some. I was doing some yoga, but now I do pranayama, which I wasn't doing before, and that's really good. And then some different yoga techniques I learned. And he's you know, quite an acharya, means teaching by example. So he himself, you know, follows what he teaches. So he gets up at about 3 o'clock every day and does self oil massage and puts oil in his nose and ears and his eyes and his, you know, swishes around stuff in his mouth, and then he does yoga and he teaches it to whoever wants to come, and pranayama and everything. So he's doing that, and he worships every day. He worships multiple Shalagram Shilas and Shiva as well. So, you know, he's a real Paka Brahmana. So he gets up early. He's pure vegetarian, and you know, no drinking, all that kind of stuff, and you know, and practices the yoga, and he does meditation and prayers and chants mantras and does puja. And so I was really impressed by the purity that he had, and he gave some classes telling us about Ayurveda and stuff too. So he's very knowledgeable. So yeah, he's a real good quality teacher. And but I was feeling a bit sad about the future of Ayurveda, because there was some young students there who, you know, might carry it on from him and stuff and helping him. But, you know, they've done the courses and that, but they don't have the purity.
Yes.
You know, some of them eat meat and they don't get up early and do puja. You know, they don't do the yoga, you know, so they know a little bit about Ayurveda, but the other parts of their character and behavior are nowhere near the same level as him.
Yeah.
And far out, you know, 3 brothers. So he's one of 3 brothers. Guess what the other 2 brothers did?
What, they do the same thing?
No, not the same thing.
No? Okay.
No.
I thought maybe they involved in the same family business.
Yeah, you could think like that, but they've covered all the things you need to cover as a family. So one of them is a Jyotish, means he does astrology.
Yes.
He knows the astrological science, you know, Jyotish Shastra.
Yeah.
And the other one's Vastu Shastra.
Vastu Shastra. Whoa.
You know, so he knows all about how to build your house and where to put it, and the land's good or not good, and where to put the deities in the house and your living room and all that kind of stuff. So they've pretty much covered everything you need to know materially. You know, you can keep your health good with Ayurveda. You can know what to do and what not to do and where to go, and that with the Jyoti and the astrology. And you can know how to build, construct, and everything, how to live, you know, like that peacefully.
That's impressive.
With the Vastu. So they're pretty much the family.
So did you do some changing in your house when you come back? Did you do some changes?
You wouldn't believe it, but I mean, one guy came to stay with us a while ago, a friend of mine, Sham Sundar. He knows a bit about Vastu. He said, man, Abai, your house is like perfect Vastu. You know, so that was without our even planning it. It's like Krishna's so kind to the devotees, you know.
Yeah.
That, you know, like our temple room is in the northeast corner, which is where it's supposed to be, without us even, you know, thinking about the Vastu side of it. And our bedroom is in the southwest corner, which is ideal, you know, for like proprietor of the house to be in the
You
southwest.
did it. Do you have some knowledge, or you did it like?
No, it's just happened like that.
Happened like
the
that.
house was the way it was. We can't change the house.
Yeah.
But where we put things in different rooms,
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about, or Jayanti wasn't thinking about Bastu.
But it just
But
comes
it just
out to
seemed
be
like the best
perfect.
place to put things. And the kitchen is in the southeast corner, which is perfect to have the kitchen in the southeast. So, and the kitchen was already there in the southeast. So it was just like Krishna had it all set up for us. But before we came, so everything was planned out. Even like Bhagavad Gita, right? Krishna says in the 11th chapter, we can look at that verse actually.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful verse. 11th chapter, text 33. We don't often quote from the 11th chapter because it's a universal form. So, it's just talking about how Krishna is the whole universe and like all the demigods are within him and everything like that. He assumed the gigantic form. But there is some important philosophy in here too. So this is one in the text 33. So can you want to read that?
Therefore, get up, prepare to fight and win glory, conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Sabyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight.
Yeah, so this very important thing to understand.
So what do you think? The kitchen should be on the southeast, is it?
Ideally, yeah.
Ideally. And where the bed position should be, the head of the bed.
Like I think your kitchen, you're facing the morning sun, right? Where you're in your kitchen. Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah, okay.
You're facing.
I can't change it anyway.
I know you can't change it. I mean, if you built your own house, you do it the way.
Yeah.
But I mean,
the bed I can.
Your one's quite good. Your one's quite good because you're facing east in the kitchen. So that's good. Your living room is in the southwest. Your room where you stay. Oh no, no. The southwest that's your guest room, and you're like in the middle. You're not in the north, not in the west. You're in the middle. So better would be if you move to the other room, but it doesn't really matter too much. But for a devotee, it's not so important. But I mean, if you wanted to fine tune it a bit, you could just shift to the back room, to the one near the back door there. Oh yeah. But it's not a big deal. I wouldn't worry about it. Okay. And if you were going to have any deities, like that or any puja, you could with your offices. That would be I think the best place.
Where the spare room? That's what it is you're talking about.
No, the office. So you keep your office stuff in there.
Office stuff? What do you mean the office stuff? Like I've got the lounge room.
And the lounge, and from the lounge room there's a door.
Yes.
Into a small room. Yes. That's the northeast, I think.
Oh yes. Okay.
That's the northeast.
Yeah, that's for the deities.
Yeah, so that's the ideal place if you're going to have deity. But you're not big on the deity worship, so that's not a big deal. No, but if you were, I mean, if you're going to have some pictures or whatever, and you're going to offer some your food to them and everything, you could do that in that little room. Okay. But otherwise, it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Okay. Don't make any major upheavals. Don't cut down, break down.
No, I can't do it. I'm a tenant.
I know. I'm just joking. Yeah, I'm just joking. But some people do that. Oh my God, some people just break their house to pieces. I don't recommend that. But it's better just to chant Hare Krishna and counteract all the bad things. Right, like that. But something's easy to change. I mean, you can do that, without breaking.
My niece lives in Malaysia, and then I was there in India in April. There's some devotees came from Malaysia to India, and I traveled with them to Vrindavan. And then come back, and after that they went to Mayapur, and I come back to Australia. And one of the devotee has got a gallbladder stone size of the golf ball. And then the doctor says, look, we have to operate that because it can't go with the body fluid and it's quite big. So they give it a 1 week time to operate. So the whole community, he's a devotee. whole community, they did that Nasinga Kavach for that, for the prayer for that and everything. And the next week when they just did it for, for better well, operation goes well and things like that. Next
Yep.
week he went to the operation and there is what we can operate. There's no gold border stone. What? He said, yeah, there's no stone. We can't operate. There's nothing there. It's not nothing to open like. And then he went home. All that. He said, are you sure? He looked at that clearly on the screen then. He said, nothing.
Yeah.
And the last week before, there was one like a quite chunky big. And
Yeah.
then next week, there was nothing.
Yeah.
And my niece says, oh my God.
Yeah, that's what we call the Krishna factor. The Krishna
That's
factor
right.
is the main factor.
Yeah, that's right.
There's actually 5 factors of action mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita in the 18th chapter. 5 factors, but the one factor is us, and another factor is the endeavor, the effort we make to do something. Another one is the place, the particular place.
And then one is the mercy. One the mercy as well, no?
I don't. Well, the mercy that's the Krishna factor.
Yeah.
So that's up to God whether He's going to give the mercy or not.
True.
So
He only give it that He will see your
5 factors. He's the main one. God is the main one.
That's right.
Like that.
He always look at that your endeavor, like how much time and efforts you put in there, and if you put everything, your blood, your sweat, your tears, Krishna will make them happen.
Well, yeah, I mean, but is the person's endeavor to
his
please
intentions,
Krishna, or is it to please Krishna, or his endeavor is he's forgotten Krishna and he just wants to enjoy and take Krishna's position?
Yeah.
Then the guy might work very hard, but Krishna might not, give much mercy to him.
True.
But depending on his karma, he'll get what he deserves.
Yeah. True. Whatever's written on here, he can get that.
Yeah. But for a devotee, he can get more than what he deserves. He can get more than what he deserves.
It's
even when what I deserve is to be chopped into millions of pieces because I was involved with killing animals and so many things. So horrible things that I don't even want to talk about. Hare Krishna.
Back.
Thank you. Nice to be back.
Yeah.
Especially nice to be back on the soul searching. Yeah, it's great. I really enjoy this.
You don't look like you're dressed for winter. Isn't it cold there?
I mean, it has been, but today was an exceptionally good day. Okay. And I was doing a bit of outside work, and then I was in the kitchen. I gave Gianty a break from cooking today, a courtesy.
Okay.
So, I was standing next to the wood fire, so I was pretty warm, So no.
We really like your wood fire in the temple because I go weekend in the temple.
Oh yeah.
In the morning, Mangala Aarti, and then Kalya Prabhu put that all the woods in there, and the whole temple is just so nice and warm. Yeah. Outside is 3 degrees. Inside the temple is like at 27. Beautiful, nice. I have to take the jacket off inside the temple. There's sometimes the flame and they warm the temple quite good.
Yeah.
Because these days we need it to be first thing in the morning.
I'm really glad that it's getting used still. I'm really glad.
Very
good one. It was a real
very useful.
And the idea was that it would heat the pujaris too, the temple place, and even around the back that it'll go through there if they leave the doors open.
Yeah, paraphernalia room. Yeah.
It was actually when I came last year for Janmashtami. It was actually there was some part was broken inside it, and it wasn't working very well. And I got on Kalya's case a bit, and I said, "You have to fix it. Yeah, you really need to fix it." And he actually he messaged me later saying he did fix it. So I was very grateful that he did that. It's a good asset. And it saves a hell of a lot of money. I remember the first year we put that in, we saved. I reckon our electricity bill was like half of what it normally was. We saved well over $1,000.
Oh, definitely.
Just in one winter.
That's worth it. Now you put it there in back in 2019, I think. Around that time.
18 or 19.
Right, so it's been 4 or 5 years. Yeah, definitely saved a lot of money.
But that because they used to have at least one heater in the temple room, and then one or two heaters in the pujari room, and then one heater in the dress room. So it saved at least 3 or 4 heaters.
Oh yeah.
That one heater saved 3 or 4. But someone's got to cut the firewood. That's the thing.
True. That's okay. We got plenty of wood.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yes, tons of wood. That's why I got it, because it's got like 300 acres of trees, you know.
Yeah.
So
And then you made the shed there where the chopped woods, you put it in there.
Yeah.
You got plenty over there, and then every day you just bring it in the trailer and bring it down here. And then yeah, it's very useful. Very, very.
I'm glad. It's really nice.
Yeah.
And how have you all been, Deepa, and all your family? Everyone's well?
Oh, thank goodness for that. I mean, Krishna's been very kind. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Just it's good. Yeah. Ben, he's well. He's and the boys are good. All of us are good. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent.
How was your Panchakarma that you did?
Yeah, it was good. Gulshan was asking too. Yeah, I said it went really good. Yeah, 2 weeks there. That was a real good recharge, and we've got some good ideas how to improve our health more and more. And that 2 weeks did some help, but like I said, Gulshan, to get Gulshan, the doctor told us it's going to take time for your bodies to come completely right. It won't get all fixed up in 2 weeks.
Of course.
Years of damages. It doesn't get fixed in 2 weeks. So yeah, it takes time. But yeah, it was good. Got a lot of tools now, what to do. And yeah, it was great and really good.
Yeah. Before your message came, when you sent the message, was it yesterday or day before,
yesterday.
when you said we are back and to get back on classes? But I already knew. A little birdie whispered in my ear that you would have been back, because they said they met up with you and Jayanti. If that gives you a hint on who the bird is. They just met up. I think they're traveling from here to there. They've been traveling or visiting in New Zealand, and Anyway, just to cut it short, is
visiting. I know. Tripti.
And she sent me a message and said, "Oh, we met them. She told me what she had. What prasadam they had." That you and Jayanti cooked, and so I knew. So when your message came, it wasn't a surprise.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah, it was lovely to see them. Yeah, it was great that they could stop by with her mother and father. That was good. Yeah, it was good to see them after a long time. And new little Radhe, a new Radhe, and the older Radhe that is grown up, and the new Radhe. They're both Radhes, something Radhe. I can't remember the first part.
Hemakshi
Radhe, that's the new one. That's the youngest. Yeah.
Tarini Radha.
Tarini Radhe, yeah.
Yeah, it's Kimaya, yeah.
Yeah. So that was really good. And then they were going to do some more traveling in a car. They hired a car, and we're going to go traveling around. So that's good. Yeah. Just one thing. I was just discussing one verse with Gulshan before you came on.
Sorry, I was late.
Right.
I just looked.
No, that's all good. It was 11th chapter, text 33, and the point I was 11:33, 11.33. The point I was making here, Gulshan, especially was saying that they are already put to death by my arrangement. So Krishna had already decided that he wanted to bring all the Kshatriyas from the whole planet together in one place, and he wanted to get rid of them. Why did he want to get rid of the Kshatriyas? Because Kshatriyas are part of Varnashram Dharma, the institution created by God for the proper development of human society. So you need like warriors and society to protect the people from getting hurt by who? By like criminal kind of people. We call them dacoits or gundas, like thieves and murderers and stuff. So you need some Kshatriyas to give protection. And also some other country might invade your country, so you need some people to protect from invading, things like that. As India is seen, right? How many times has India been invaded? you can't lose count how many people. You know, it was the Portuguese and the Spanish and the Muslims, of course, and the British, and then you know, I think the Mongolians attacked as well, and every Tom, Dick, and Harry has attacked India. Because why? Because India was so materially opulent, as we've discussed before. But everyone knows that. But what people don't know is why India had so much wealth. Why wasn't all the wealth in New Zealand or Australia or
India got a spiritual wealth?
Yeah, because of the spiritual wealth. So because of their devotion, their bhakti towards the Lord, and they're doing pujas and yagyas and everything, God was so pleased. So Bhagavan is like raining down all the things that we need, you know, the material necessities of life. So
they're attracted to India, and they don't know why. They're attracted to India, but they don't know why.
They don't know why India has it all. Why did India have it all? And now India is like poverty stricken. Why is that? Because they've given up that beautiful culture, you know, and they're following the West and becoming materialistic. And the girl in India is wearing a mini skirt, and the boy is eating the beef, you know, and they wonder why they're broke, you know. So if you give up the culture, then that material opulence will gradually dry out. And it doesn't mean they're not working there. They're working, but you know, that they're not getting the blessings and they call it Ashirvad, very important word. Ashirvadam, the blessings, very important.
I was confusing for last 5 years in Bhakti Tree. Whenever somebody comes that, and I said, I took the order, I said, yeah, please join the table. I'll bring the food on the table. Take the cutlery. And they always sit that the table is not cleaned. If there is a 10 table, 1 is not clean, 9 is clean, they always come and sit there, it's not clean. I did not understand what's the logic. And one time there was like only 2 tables occupied and 8 table was free. Out of 8 table, then 1 was not clean, and the customer came and then took the order and then took the cutlery, went to the same unclean table. And I did not get it. And I'm just like, I said, look, there was a 6 clean table. You just come and this one is not clean. He said, oh, okay. Then they took the cutlery and went to the clean table. This happens almost 500 times in 5 years. And I was thinking, what is it? What is it? Then there is one devotee came. And I asked the devotee, I said, please help me. And he said, what? I said, this happened there. And why is that? He said, when the people leave the table, there's some prashadam that attracts them. That's why they go into the same table. It's some leftover rice and all. He said the prashadam attracts them. They don't even know why. You don't even know why. You will notice that in future as well, they're going to go on the same table. Because there's some leftover prashadam left in there. He hasn't cleaned there. So the prashadam attracts them. That's why they go in there.
I mean, there's no harm in thinking like that, but I wouldn't say that's
I don't know, but answer. I don't know. Is that true or what is the reason?
Yeah.
I believe him. I've got no other reason. I said, okay, I believe you because it's been happening for 5 years, and then they always go on the dirty.
I would also say maybe Krishna wants the devotees to do more cleaning, so he's getting
which like sometimes I know that people leave there. I'm gonna clean the table, but at the same time somebody enter. I say, okay, I'll serve them, and then I clean him.
He wants you to clean faster. He wants to clean faster.
But I don't want to leave the customer unattended when they come to the counter. Yeah. And they say, okay, I'll serve within a minute. Soon I finish serving, I'll clean it. But they will.
Another answer is maybe Jagannath just wants to have a laugh.
I don't know.
Seeing
could
you
be
out with
any reason, and then this is keep going since 2018.
Yeah,
and then till today, same thing. So,
because Jagannath is notorious for playing jokes on the devotees.
Okay, I believe that.
he does many, and Jagannath Puri in India, he does many mischievous. Jagannath does many mischievous activities. Sometimes they actually, the deities leave the temple and they go and raid the local farms and steal the bacon and different vegetables and things like that. And then one time when they were running away, when the farmer came running after them, the Jagannath's cloth got caught on the fence. Caught on a fence or something like that, or on a piece of wood or something like that, Anyway, a piece of cloth got ripped off, and the farmer came to the temple with the piece of cloth and said, "This is the cloth from the thief."
That's the evidence.
And then, sure enough, Jagannath's part of his dhoti on the altar was ripped,
Yeah,
and it fit into there like that. So
he's
famous for his mischievous
one
activities.
One guy came to Jagannath Puri temple and then bring some mangoes. And he said last night Jagannath came in a dream and tell him that you got a mango tree and beautiful mangoes there. Come bring some for me. And then he went there to offer the mangoes. And the pujari, he says that just go away. There's some rules and all that. You can't just bring the mango like that. We have to be properly do that in the kitchen and things like that. I don't know where do you bring in the mango for. Just go away. We're not gonna accept the mango. And they just kicked them out. And he went outside the temple, and then he put the mango right up near the flag like that and offer it, and mango's gone from the hand. He did 7 or 8 mango there. He did like that, and the mango's gone. And then he just come back home. Okay, I offer that. And the next day, when they open the temple, the mango seeds and skin was outside the temple, and Jagannath's face has got all the mango around there on the deity. Yeah. That's why everybody just go and then put that on the flag there with the Sudarshan Chakra there. They offer that like that. So that's why, because of that man.
Ah, okay.
Yes, see, every people go and they offer it, like put the hand up there and offer it because of that man. Wow. He offered that mango like that, and then there was skin and all that there, and then faces all mangoes on the deity.
He must have had a lot of bhakti, a lot of devotion.
Yeah, but then Pujari was looking for that guy and he didn't come back.
Yeah.
It's just like because Jagannath came in the dream and asked for it,
Yeah.
So it's happened. It's true, because if you have got intention is pure, Jagannath is there, 100%. Like I really want to see them. I went there. Next day my feet get crooked, and then I come back. But I had a prasadam, I had a darshan, and when I was at darshan, there was a very heavy, like there was some festival there, and there was 1 kilometer line with all the bamboo sticks and all that. And very stick then. And before I was getting inside there to the deity there, you have to see from the distance, the Garbhagriha is a bit far. You can't go that close to that. And then from the mob was like that. I didn't walk, people are pushing each other to just mob like that. Okay. So there's one guy comes straight in front of me and he just say, Jagannath, like that. Exactly the Jagannath face with the eyes are like that, right in front of my face. And I was just looking there and I shocked. And then he disappeared, gone, way in the front. He's like, Jagannath was there and came in front of that too. If you go with the intention, he right come in front of you. Because I was thinking that Garbhagriha is right there and we're not going to go there because there was some festival. People doesn't go there. I want to go there, but he said, no, I can't. And he just one guy just with the action of the Jagannath like that, right in my face.
Big eyes, big smile.
And then he just left. I said, okay, I got it. And then I got the prasadam, go to the Anand Bazaar, beautiful. And it's very nice. It's there. Every time you feel for it, he's going to come. Whether it's a dream, he come in any form, he'll come in. 100%.
Yes. Yeah. So like I was saying, the Kshatriyas are meant to protect the people, but if they go off track and they start hurting the people, and that's what happened 5,000 years ago. Like Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana were bad leaders, and many of the other ruling kings like Jarasandha, Shishupala, like that, so many kings had deviated from their duty of representing God. A real Kshatriya is supposed to represent God and protect the people on behalf of the Lord and help them to be happy and peaceful and prosperous and everything. But when they deviate from that, then God's responsible, right? It's his system. So if things go off track, then he comes to set it back right. And we have those famous verses that nearly every Hindu knows if they're going to know something from Bhagavad Gita. Paritranaya sadunam vinashaya chaduskutam dharma samstapanataya sambhavami yuga yuga. So three reasons why God comes, to protect his devotees, to kill the demons, and to re-establish the real religious principles. So that's what happened 5,000 years ago. So in this verse, 1133, Krishna is saying to Arjuna, I've already decided that all these kings are going to die out here in Kurukshetra. No one's going home. I've already decided. So either he's pointing out here in the last line, you become my instrument, Arjuna.
That's it.
I've already arranged this. This is my plan. It's going to happen. You be the instrument in fulfilling my plan. If you don't, I'll get someone else to do it. But either way, whether you do it or someone else does it, then they're all going to die. But if you do it, if you become my instrument, Arjuna, you're going to get the credit. You're going to get the glory. Because as you know, Krishna didn't even lift his hand, to fight, except for once, right? When Bhishma gave. But apart from that, he didn't kill anyone. But actually, Krishna did kill everyone, but he did it through the hand of Arjuna and through the hands of others, So, but actually, it was Krishna doing everything, but the instrument was the devotee. And because that's love, Krishna's love for his devotees. He wants the devotees to get the glory and the devotees to get the credit like that. If he does everything himself, like Krishna could just click his fingers and they're all dead. But then where's the service for the devotee? The devotee's going to be sleeping or taking prasad? No, the devotee does some service and then they get the credit, they get the mercy. Like that. I mean, Krishna could distribute prasadam himself. He could do harinams himself. He could build temples himself. But no, he leaves all that work for the devotees to do so they can get the credit like that. But he's actually the one doing everything. He's the one, making all the arrangements and giving us the strength, like it says in the Bhagavad Gita, right? He says, I am the strength of the strong. I am the ability in man. I am the prowess of the powerful, like that. So he's everything. But we're just like puppets. He's pulling the strings.
That's right.
Like that. So I mentioned this in regards to, because we were talking about before you came along, Deepa, about how the property that we're on is like perfectly set up, including the house and everything, and it even follows Vastu, the Vedic science, where the puja room is and where the living room is and the kitchen is and everything. And I was just pointing out to Gulshan, it's just like this, what it's saying here in the Gita, that Krishna had already planned that we were going to come here, that Jayanti and I were going to come here. So he's had set up the property perfectly, just according to our requirements. So that's Krishna's mercy to his servants. If you serve him, then he serves us. He takes care of all of our needs and everything like that. But everything that we require is provided. That's Krishna's loving reciprocation for the devotees.
And there's which deity has got the one of the Krishna's deity in the Dwarkadish, or where they have got that one of the foreigner, he came and put the watch, and the watch is run by the pulse, and the watch.
I haven't heard that before.
Yeah, and the watch is still running.
Ah.
Yes. You told me that there's a pujari told me about in the temple. I don't know, it's a Dwarkadish temple or which temple there. There's a watch there, and then he one the foreigner, he said that, look, this run by the pulse. If you put the watch in there, if he runs that, then we believe that Krishna is real. And they put the watch there till today is running. Yeah, it's working.
Wow.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So it's the Brahma Jyoti, when they change every 12 years the deity of the Jagannath Puri, they change that Brahma Jyoti in there. The Brahma Jyoti, they put the eyefold blank in there. Nobody can see that. Only the priest allowed to do when they eyefold it there. And then all the Jagannath Puri is blackout on that day, because they're changing the Krishna's heart to the next deity. And they only explain that it's like a little rabbit is just jumping in a hand. That's what the feeling is. And they transfer it to the next deity. Every 12 years happen there. It's called a Brahma Jyoti. That's the Krishna's heart. It's in the Jagannath deity. Yes, that's true. So but the only Pandas one change it, and then it's in the history. Like all city is blackout. No one can see nothing. And you also go with the eyefold with the on there, and then just transfer that, and then it's just like something jumping like a little rabbit in the hand, and they transfer the next deity, and then become changed in there. You heard about that, Prabhuji?
I have heard, not as much detail as what you just said, but I know about that that taking
Brahma
place.
Jyoti. It's called a Brahma Jyoti. It's a Krishna's heart.
Yes, yes.
Yes. It's not a deity. It's Krishna.
Beautiful culture.
Have you been there, Puri? Deepa?
Oh yeah.
In there? Wonderful.
Twice
Yeah, we
now.
went there on our trip when we all went
Oh yeah,
together.
2019. Yeah, that's right.
And
that's
also last year when I went with the
right. Of the
Shamananda
Shamananda.
Prabhu.
Shamananda, yeah.
and
Beautiful, beautiful. That's great.
Yes,
That's
yes.
awesome.
Okay, shall we offer respect to the spiritual master?
Yes.
We can read
Yes.
our verse for the day. Om Jnana Shalakaya I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master has kindly opened my eyes with the shining torchlight of transcendental knowledge. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto his lotus feet. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so we're continuing our reading of Bhagavad Gita from the 7th chapter, which is entitled Knowledge of the
Absolute.
And text number 19, which is a famous verse that Prabhupada quoted from many times. So text 19, so we can read the Sanskrit. Bahunam janmanam mante
Bahunam janmanam mante
Jnanavan mam prapadyate
Jnanavam man prapatate
Vasudeva sarvamiti
Vasudeva sarvamiti
Samahatma sudurlabha.
Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha.
You both like to have a turn? It's quite an easy verse, not too hard. It's a very important verse.
Okay. Bahujana. Oh, you doing that?
Which verse is it?
It's 19, 719.
19 of the 7th chapter.
Bahuna janma namante
Bahunam janmanam mante
Jnanavatma pratyate
Jnanavan mam prapadyate
Vasudeva sarvamiti
Vasudeva savamiti
Sa Mahatma Sadurlabha.
Samahatma sudurlabha.
Your turn,
Deepa, would
Gita.
you like
Yeah.
you can have a go?
Vahananjan Janmanamante
Bahunam
Bahuna
janmanam mante
janmanamante
Jnanavan Madan Pradhyate
Jnanavan mam
Jnanavama
prapadyate
prapadyate
Vasudeva Sarvam Iti
Vasudeva
Vasudeva
sarvamiti
sarvamiti
Samahatma Sudurlabha.
Samahatma sudurlabha.
Sadurlabha.
Gulshan, would you like to read the English translation, please?
After many birth and death, he who is actually in knowledge surrender unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare.
So, we can understand here that Sudurlabha, it's very rare that a person surrenders to the Supreme Lord. So why is it rare? Because in order for the soul to surrender to God, to Krishna, there has to be full knowledge. If there's still ignorance there, then they won't surrender. If there's still ignorance, they won't surrender. Only one who has full knowledge surrenders. Because in the material world, why originally we're all pure spirit souls, and we're all surrendered. Originally, we're all pure spirit souls. We're part and parcel of God, and we have a loving relationship with God, and we're serving God. So that's originally, we're all like that. But something happened. We misused our free choice, and we wanted to enjoy without God. And because of that, God created a different environment separate from him to imitate him. We can play his role, and that's the material world. So he created the material world for us to have a go at imitating God. And so he's sent us down here because we had that desire to enjoy separately from him, independently from him. And now we're all like separate gods, we're all trying to enjoy and control, even though we might not say, consciously, I'm God, but we act like it, because by definition, what's God? God is the supreme enjoyer, and he's the controller, and he's the proprietor, means the owner. So isn't that what we're all trying to do? Everyone's trying to enjoy. That's God's position. Everyone's trying to control. That's God's position. And everyone's trying to be the owner, the proprietor, isn't it? This is my house, my car, my money, my land, my country, my dog, my wife, my kids, my parents. It's all I and mine, So we're all trying to take ownership of everything and control everything and enjoy everything. So we're trying to imitate God. So because of that has plunged the soul into ignorance. That's a life of ignorance, because actually we're not God. But we can only think that we're God and try to enjoy and control and be the owner if we're ignorant. So to help facilitate that desire to be God, we have to be put into ignorance. So we have to forget God. So we're completely forgetful of God. So unless that ignorance is removed, and the only thing that removes ignorance is the opposite of ignorance, is knowledge. So unless we get real knowledge that actually we're not the enjoyer, we're not the controller, we're not the proprietor, we're actually a tiny helpless servant of God. And the only way we can enjoy is if God enjoys. If we help God to enjoy, then we can enjoy. Like that. That's real enjoyment, is to help God enjoy, to serve God, and then automatically we enjoy. And so when that ignorance is removed by full knowledge, so when we finally get full knowledge, then naturally we'll surrender. Because of ignorance, we don't surrender, but as soon as we have full knowledge and we remember that Krishna is God and that we're his eternal servant, and we can only be happy serving him in a loving relationship with him, when that full knowledge is there, then naturally we'll surrender. But that knowledge, does it come easily, quickly? Not usually. As it's mentioned here, slowly, after many lifetimes, we get a little bit more knowledge, every life, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And when the knowledge is full, then we'll surrender, and then we become a great soul. Of course, if someone has full knowledge and they surrender to God, and then Krishna is saying here that if a person surrenders to him, they're a great soul. But that person, are they thinking they're a great soul?
No.
No, they better not.
They don't. No.
If they're thinking they're a great soul, then they're ignorant.
If they do, they're in ignorance.
Yeah. Because that's our problem from the beginning, that we're puffed up, we're proud, thinking I'm great. So a truly great soul, from Krishna's point of view, like Krishna's seeing someone that surrenders to him and gets back to having a loving relationship with him of bhakti, of devotional service, Krishna's seeing that soul as a great soul. Is very dear to Krishna. And that's why we say that the devotee, like we say in Prabhupada's prayer, right? Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prestaya. Krishna Prestaya means very dear to Krishna. And Vishnu Padaya means they're at Vishnu's feet, or Krishna's feet. They've surrendered. So they've surrendered. It means Vishnu Padaya. The soul has come and to Krishna and fallen down at Krishna's feet, surrendered to Krishna. And because of doing that, because of surrendering to the Lord, they've become very dear, Krishna Prastaya. So when we say that prayer, offering respect to Prabhupada, we should understand what it means. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya. So we're Nama Om, we're offering respect. Nama is offering obeisances. We respect that person who has surrendered to Vishnu, has completely surrendered to Vishnu or Krishna. And because of doing that, they're very dear to Krishna, Krishna Prastaya, Bhutale. So on this earth, you know, this person that's surrendered is very rare, and they're very dear to Krishna. And definitely if someone has surrendered to God, we automatically know they must have full knowledge, because you can't be ignorant and surrender.
No,
You
not
know, you
possible.
only surrender when you have the knowledge. But that knowledge, normally it's a slow process, as mentioned here. Bahunam. Bahu means many. Bahu means many. And Janma means births. And ante means the end. So means like end or after. So finally, after many births, Bahunam Janmanam Ante. Finally, at the end of life after life, you get a little bit more knowledge every life, hopefully. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And then finally, when you have full knowledge, then Jnanavan Mam Prapadyante. So when Jnanavan means when you have Jnana means knowledge, and Van means possesses. So when you possess the knowledge, when you possess that full knowledge, like Bhagavan, right? The name for God, we say Bhagavan. So Van, same word Van. So it means possessing. Bhaga means opulences. Those 6 opulences, you remember? When whoever possesses complete strength, wealth, knowledge, renunciation, fame, and beauty, whoever possesses those 6 opulences, that's Bhaga. That's Bhagavan. So it's possessing all those 6 opulences. Same thing. Jnanavan. So they're possessing knowledge. When they have that full knowledge, then Prapadyante. Prapadyante means surrender. So when they have full knowledge, they surrender after many births. And what are they thinking with that? If someone that has full knowledge, what are they thinking? What's in their mind? What's in their mind is they realize the 3rd line, Vasudeva Savamati. Vasudeva is a name for God. It means specifically referring to the quality that God is all-pervading, that God is everywhere. That's Vasudeva. Like even we say the wind is sometimes the wind is referred to as the Vasus. We say the wind gods. There's different wind gods. Of course, Vayu is there, but there's other forms of the controllers of the wind, and they're called the Vasus. So just like the wind is everywhere, right? You can't go to a place where there's no air, no wind. You know, so just like the wind, the air is all pervading. Interesting pastime actually in regards to the wind, that in Hanuman's pastimes, when he was a baby, he was a child, his father was Vayu, the wind god, and one time he was attracted as a child he wanted the sun. And he wasn't satisfied that he wasn't allowed to have the sun, so he just jumped up and went to grab the sun. And Indra got very worried that he's going to grab the sun because he's very powerful, and even as a baby. So he threw his Vajra weapon, his thunderbolt, at Hanuman, and it hit him on the jaw. And I think actually the name Hanuman, I think the word Hanu means the jaw. I think if I from memory, but I don't know if any of you know what Hanu means, but I think it means something to do with the jaw, because he was hit on the jaw with the thunderbolt weapon, the Vajra, and he fell unconscious and fell down. And Vayu was extremely upset that Indra had attacked this poor little innocent child, his child, in such an aggressive way. So he stopped the airflow in the whole universe. So nobody could breathe. The demigods were all choking in Swarga in heaven. Because the air is everywhere, right? So he's in control of it. So he just stopped the air. So everyone was freaking out, and the demigods went to Brahma and said, help us, you know, like we can't breathe. And Brahma, he's pretty much all-knowing, he knew what was going on. So he went in with the other demigods, and they pacified Vayu. And when Vayu was pleased, then he let everyone breathe again. And actually he said, we'll revive Hanuman, don't worry, we'll revive him. And they actually, all the demigods gave different blessings. So Brahma gave him something, and Indra gave him something, and he got different powers and everything like that, different blessings like that. So that was just like the air is all pervading. So also God, Vasudeva, he's everywhere. So that's the realization of a devotee that has full knowledge, that God is everywhere, you know. So the devotee is conscious of Krishna everywhere, every time. Like we say, Krishna conscious. So the devotee is conscious, or is aware, or has knowledge that Krishna is in every situation. He's inside, he's outside, he's in the daytime, the nighttime, he's inside the body, outside the body, and everyone else, everything like that. So just like we have in the 5th chapter, text 18, there's a verse there. You can look at that one if you want. Vidyavanaya sampane brahmani gavyastani shuni chaiva supakicha pandita samadarshana.
The humble sage, by the virtue of the true knowledge, see with the equal vision a learned and the gentle brahmanas, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater.
Yeah, so when they have full knowledge, that's how they see. That's how the Mahatma sees. Samadarshana. Darshan means seeing. Sama means equal. So they see everything the same, equally. What's the same?
Soul. Soul is the same in everyone.
Yeah, I mean, there is a soul.
Only body is different.
The bodies are different, but actually the souls are all individual souls, where, I mean, my soul is a bit different than your soul, is a bit different than Deepa's soul. It means we're all individual. But there is the God's presence is the same everywhere.
Yes.
The same God is in my heart, the same God is in Deepa's heart, the same God is in the ant's heart, in the elephant's heart, in the cow's heart, the heart of the tree, everything, the bird, the fish. God is present everywhere.
So the God presence and the soul is the two different thing or the same thing?
Well, the individual soul's part of God. We're part of God.
Okay.
We're a part
of God. Yeah, the soul is the part of God.
Yeah, the soul is part of God,
yes,
but God means the whole. So he's the complete, he's everything. And so that supreme soul is present everywhere, whereas I'm not present everywhere, and you're not present everywhere. So Samadarshana doesn't mean seeing Gulshans everywhere or Deepas everywhere, but seeing that God's everywhere.
So Krishna in the form of the soul in everyone.
No, but in the form of the Paramatma.
Yes.
I mean, they also have knowledge that the individual Atma, the Jivatma, they also have knowledge that the Jivatma is present within the body. But the main thing that they're seeing is that God is everywhere. God is everywhere. The same God.
In everyone in me and me in everyone, I'm not invisible for that person.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. So they're seeing everything is within God, and God is within everything. Yeah. So that's the vision they have. So they never for a second forget God. Like Prabhupada said that himself, never for one moment in my life did I forget Krishna. So that's a Mahatma. That's a great soul who has full knowledge. That they never for a moment do they forget God. They're always remembering him, always thinking of him. It's said the essence of all the Vedas is smartavya sadatam vishnur vismartavyo najata jit. What that means is to always remember Vishnu and never forget Vishnu. That's the essence of all the Vedas, to always remember Vishnu and never forget Vishnu. It said all the rules and regulations of the Vedas are servants of those two principles. So every other principle in all the books is meant to help us to reach the main two principles, which is to always remember the Lord and never forget the Lord. Yeah. I mean, why do we chant Hare Krishna? To help us remember Krishna and not forget Krishna. Why do we offer our food?
Same thing.
Same thing. Why do we bow down?
Same thing.
Why do you wear neck beads?
Same thing.
Why do you
visit
why
temple?
Do you have a seeker? Why do you wear a dhoti? Why do you put on a sari? Why do you go to the temple?
Yeah.
You know, why do you talk about Krishna? Why
we are attending this class?
Why you attend the class? You know, so it's all the same answer, you know, to help us remember God and not forget God. That's the essence of our life. That's the purpose. And so that's the realization the devotee gets with full knowledge, is that God's everything.
You know why we do all that?
Why?
Because when the time of the death, we will remember Krishna. Because this is the preparation, all these 20, 30, 40, 60 years on the time. If we enjoy all these 60 years and the time of the death, Krishna's name not going to come on your lips.
Yes.
Because whatever you did 60, that's what the preparation for time of the death. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the biggest impetus, because, and people are afraid of death. So that's a big impetus to remember God now. So that I would say that it's more than just that for an advanced devotee, because an advanced devotee is not afraid of death, and they have complete faith in Krishna, and they just. That, like I said, they've realized everything's Krishna. So it's not just about that death is coming up. I have to get practice to remember him for that. But they've right now, while they're alive, they've realized that everything's Krishna's energy. The sky, the earth, the water, the fire, my wife, my kids, my house, my money, my body, you know, the soul, you know, everything. So it's just naturally they're Krishna conscious. And that's another thing, definitely, you know, the death is coming up. We have to get prepared and everything. But it's more than just that for an advanced devotee. They just naturally relishing, enjoying, you know, connecting everything with Krishna. They connected the dots, you know. So they can't go back to ignorance. They can't. Once you got that full knowledge, they can't turn it back into ignorance. They would want to do that.
It's like a milk turning to be a butter. It cannot be turned back to milk.
Yeah, you can't make it back into milk.
It can be turned into a ghee to be but it cannot be back into milk.
Yeah. So the pure devotee is like ghee, you know. It's like ghee. So you can't. That's the topmost. That's the essence. So they can't go back into milk. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You know, it's like Sarvatmasna Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. The devotee who's chanting the holy name is Sarvatmasna Pranam. Their soul is bathing in nectar. Purnamrita is complete nectar. Their soul is drowning, swimming in the nectar of love for Krishna. So they're just enjoying so much. There's no way they'd want to leave that.
And it's if you see some people, they're crying in the temple, like Prabhupada also, you know, the water pistol come and the eyes there. What that meaning is, like, why would they cry?
Well, what do you think? I mean, it's obvious. He's so happy.
No, they're happy, or there is they're crying because it's a separation. Like they want to be with the Krishna, but at the moment we are separated, like we are in the human body. When we depart from this body, hopefully we'll meet Krishna. But
but even the separation, it's not a sad feeling. It's an ecstatic feeling. That feeling of separation.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's a difficult one to understand, the topic of separation. It's a very elevated topic. It's called Vipralambha Seva. And see, what happens is, what makes the feeling separation from Krishna so much blissful and ecstatic for a devotee is that it increases the remembrance. That's what separation does. If you feel separation from some object, you remember it more. And I've given this example before. When Seisha, the devotee from Fiji, was the farm management in charge, looking after cows and everything. He lost his mobile phone. You know, and that's on a paper farm. Luck at finding it. So days afterwards, he was saying that, where is my mobile? Where is my mobile? Where is my mobile? You know, so when you lose something, you think about it more. All day long, he couldn't get the mobile out of his mind because he was missing his mobile. When the mobile's in your pocket, do you think about it?
No.
Well, we lost it and you think about it all the time. So that's just a material object, but it's giving us an idea. For that principle to work, it has to be an object that you're attached to. Like, if it was you left a rubber band, you wouldn't feel separation, you know, because you don't think about the rubber band. But anything that you have connection for, attachment for, love for, if you lose it, that will increase, you know, imagine like our dog is here, right? Vajra. Now that he's, you know, I'm not thinking about him all the time, but you can just imagine if he went missing, we would always thinking about him and saying to each other, or have you seen Vajra? Where is Vajra? Like that. So if you apply that same principle of Krishna, if you have attachment and love for Krishna, and then you feel separation from him, where is Krishna? I don't have Krishna, but I want Krishna. Where is he? Then that feeling of ecstatic love increase so much, because the remembrance increases. So remembrance of Krishna. So how we remembering Krishna, right? With feeling more ecstasy bliss. How do you think that works?
Okay.
You remember Krishna more than people. So how does that make you blissful, more happy than
your voice is cutting bit. I think my internet not very good. I lost my picture as well. Can you see me on your screen?
Yeah, I can. Frozen.
Yeah, it's right. Something I can't see here. Your voice is also breaking some. I don't know, my internet maybe. Anyway, what you were saying that I didn't really get it. Say that again, please.
Okay.
There was a lot you said.
And also my voice and your voices are echoing for some
Yeah,
reason.
it is
Yeah,
actually. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I haven't touched anything, but
I can hear Gulshan properly, but Abhay is going.
You're too far. Me and Deepa we close. I'm in Mayfield and she is in Warada. You are overseas.
It was okay before. I don't know what.
Yeah, it was actually. That's
so.
all right.
Anyway, I'll try to say it, even though it's hard to hear. We've already established if you feel separation from Krishna, then you'll remember him more, just like any other object. Okay.
Yeah.
But how is that connected with our feeling of happiness? Ecstasy will also become more. So how that works is that the nature of Krishna is bliss. Remember? Sat, Chit, Ananda. Krishna's nature. Sat means eternal, Chit means full knowledge, and Ananda means bliss. Okay. So Krishna's nature is bliss. So if you're remembering
you be in the bliss.
It means you're remembering bliss.
Yeah.
So you're focusing your mind on blissful Krishna.
Yeah.
And then automatically you become more blissful. And tears come out of your eyes.
Yeah.
So you're just getting absorbed in bliss. Now, by that same thing, you're remembering this material body, or remembering others' material bodies more. What's going to happen? You're going to become more and more depressed, more and more morose, and more suffering. Because what is the nature of this material body and all the other materials is the opposite. Asat, achit, nirana. Asat means temporary.
Opposite.
Achit means ignorant, full of ignorance. And nirana means misery. So the more you think about this body, oh, my back is so sore, and my head, or different things, or thinking about your money, or your car, or your house, or your partner, or whatever, then that reduces our stress, because you're contemplating and remembering some material object, which is full of regrets and temporary and full of ignorance. So the idea of the consciousness to transfer our consciousness, instead of thinking about material things, to think about Krishna. And the more you think about Krishna, more happy you become, to the point of which you come outside your eyes. Did that make sense amongst the echoing?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I was thinking that because of the separation, they just want to be with the Krishna at the moment. We are in the material body, and when we have to depart, and then finally we'll see Krishna. That's where, and then because in this material body we can't see, Sakshi Gopala and all that. It's you cannot see like the way we have in a conversation. We can't have that, but maybe in the Krishna Loka we can. So that separation to be crying that, because you cry in the both ways, like in the separation.
But when it's happy, very happy, there's tears that come as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, that's true. Some people are like, they just unnecessarily happy, like me. I'm always laughing, whether it's any reason or no reason. I'm just still happy.
Yeah, but you can't compare that happiness to the spiritual.
No, that's a different happiness, definitely.
See, that material happiness is called sukha. Sukha and dukkha, happiness and stress. But this is called ananda.
Yeah, if you look at it, a little child, he must be laugh at least 20 times a day, and we barely laugh maybe 2-3 times a day.
Yeah, but that feeling of enjoyment or pleasure is just based on the body and the mind. So that's on the material platform. But the nanda we're talking about is the soul experience.
Okay,
Nothing to do with the body or the mind. Like Prabhupada's body was dying in 1977. So much misery you can't imagine, and that going into the mind. But yet his soul was completely in bliss.
Yes.
So they're completely different. But when the devotee is feeling separation, what is he exactly remembering? What does he think? He's thinking, when I will Krishna.
Yeah.
How I will Krishna. When I meet Krishna, what I will do, I will make garland and I will put it around his neck, and I will hook some rasgula and feed it to Krishna from my hand, and he will accept it. And then Krishna will be so happy, and Krishna will embrace me in his arms. Like that. So like the devotee feeling separated from Krishna is thinking about when he will meet the Lord, and he will meet him. So that's called sambhoga. There's two things. Vipralamba, that means separation, and then sambhoga meeting.
Meeting.
So when the devotee is feeling separation, he's thinking about when he will meet Krishna, like that.
Okay.
But it's said that the ecstasy is more intense when there's that feeling of separation. Like when you're actually meeting with Krishna, it's not as intense as at the time of separation, like I said. When the phone's in your pocket, you don't think about it so much. The phone is then you think about it more. So like it's intensified more when the devotee is not with Krishna. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's coming out sideways. We can't imagine how happy he was feeling, you know. Because even we won, the jackpot lotto, we'd be lucky to get a few drips coming down, let alone as good as it gets, literally. What to speak of sideways, imagine the happiness that he's feeling.
When you leave someone, then they cry as well. Like if you leave and going overseas with just say goodbye to your mom or your children or your father or anyone loved ones, you cry. That's cry the different. Like you separating that.
Yeah, so there's two kinds of tears in the material world. There's tears of happiness and tears caused by feeling distress. And the main reason why people cry would be in the category of distress. Not many people crying in happiness compared to the amount of crying in distress, So distress is the number one cause of tears.
Yep.
It's more rare that someone cries in happiness.
Yep.
I mean, we both experience. We experience both kinds of tears. I'm sure everyone does, but probably we would say that we cry more of stress than out of happiness.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Except for Gulcha, maybe. He's the exception.
Oh man, I'm just
Crying in happiness.
I don't know. It's like a stress. I don't know how to spell it. Like people that stress, and I said, why do you stress? As the one friend came last week, and his parents visiting from India, and he want to come and bring here because I know him since 90s, back in those days, and then I've been took an exit. I don't visit him, don't call him much because I said, look, my path has been changed because he's drinking and eating. So, but he said, my parents came, they want to see you. I said, okay, bring it to the Bhakti tree, have prasadam. So he bring the Bhakti tree, and I was just telling that, he said, what happened that you had a 360-degree turn? And I said, oh, look, this is the ultimate. The Jagannath is there. When we prepare the food, first plate goes to Jagannath, then we all eat that, this. So talking about that. And then they were like, they said, no, we'd like, I said, did you ask why did you wear here? Like, you're in your 70s, like, any, every material earning, your house, your cars, everything stays here. Only whatever the spiritual growth, that continue to your next life. And then, did you ask any question yourself? Like, he said, no, at the moment we are in the age of enjoying, I said, you're in the 70s. If it's not now, when? I didn't get it. Like, if it's not now, when? He said, oh, we don't know. I said, well, just think. Because another 10, 20 years, see you later. Isn't it?
If he's lucky.
If you're lucky. Yeah, that's right. It can be happened before. But
it's knowledge.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't clicking that. I took him to the beach as well, in Newcastle Beach, and doesn't clicking that. Then I realized that Prabhupada said, if somebody doesn't want to listen about Bhagavad Gita, don't explain him.
Yeah.
That's it. So they left, and then I said, okay, that's fine. But in the 70s, they said, oh, not now. So not now. Because the entire their life, they didn't do it, any chanting, anything there. So that's why end of the life, they can't get it.
Covered by Maya.
Yes.
I mean, the only way someone can come out of that, we were also, all of us in that situation for it, but by the mercy of the devotees successfully, as the only chance, really.
Yes.
Come out. The devotee enters into our life and brings us a book, or explains philosophy, or gives us prasadam, or we hear the whole name of the devotee. So usually through one of those three ways, we can awaken our consciousness. But all of those ways, depending on a devotee.
And it's all happen in the association. If you are in the association, slowly you will move in. It doesn't happen overnight. If they keep regular come to temple, I'm sure slowly they will be turning towards inward at the moment, looking outward. But if they regular come to the temple, it'll definitely happen. Even atheist people come to the temple every day, every second day, third day. After a week, 2 week, 1 month, 2 months, he gonna start. It's gonna be. You can see the changes in him. 100%. Sadhu Sangha.
Yeah, if the soul is like innocent, they're just ignorant. They don't know. They're a little bit open-minded, receptive. Then the devotee can get the mercy. Like I said, prasadam, holy name.
If whoever
The problem,
go ahead.
problem comes if the person's demoniac, like an asura.
Even demoniac can change with the
They
association.
can, but the devotee generally will leave them alone.
Yeah, but if he comes to the temple, if a demonic people, you are in the temple, I'm in the temple. If he comes to the temple, and then the Krishna lives in the devotees, and with the sadhu sangha, he can change 100%.
Yeah, but a real asura is not going to come to the temple.
Mercy of Krishna, anything could be happen. Because maybe Krishna sent him into the temple. Yeah.
Someone, we just read that in the Bhagavad Gita earlier, right? 4 kinds of people come to me.
Yeah.
So, because they're in distress, or they're seeking wealth, they're inquisitive, or for knowledge. So, someone coming to the temple, they're probably one of those 4 categories of pious people. Generally, the asuras not come.
But in the same shloka, Prabhupada explained in the purport there, if they come for a purpose to the temple, and when they are associating with the devotee, they become pious. They become a devotee.
Yeah, I mean the pious person will then become a devotee.
Yeah, that's right. Even if they come for like a condition, but if they all 4 people, they're not real devotee. Those who comes to that.
Correct, but
pious. But if they're associating with the devotee, they can turning into like that. So.
Yeah, but previously that's 4 kinds of sinful people, and they don't come to Krishna. So the mudha, the lowest kind, Naradham, Maya Jnana, which means one whose knowledge is stole by illusion, and then the asura demon, atheists. So those categories, the devotee may just leave them alone.
Sure.
But if someone's pious, then, and they're a bit, like I said, then the devotee can. I mean, the devotee still even try to help buddhas, the fools and like that. But the asura, the devotees, asuras, because they bless him.
Yeah.
If you preach to them, then they bless Krishna. So it's not for them to do that. Devotee will generally not preach to the asuras. But if they're innocent, they can be helped. So all of us will probably in that category.
Yeah.
We will just say that we're a bit open.
If they come with an empty glass, it can be possible.
Yeah.
And then, it can be transferred.
Yeah.
But if the glass is full of ignorance, then there's no room to put in.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, the way I see it and feel it is, it's Krishna is the doorkeeper, really. He brings everyone, if they qualify.
True.
And he opens the door to let you in to even start to know him. Because I still can't understand how I just accidentally stumbled upon and then just.
No, nothing is accident. There was a
I mean,
karma for
yeah,
your
but it
past
wasn't
life.
my plan. It
Yeah.
wasn't my decision. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
that's
It
right.
just
Yeah.
happened like
But
this.
at least you have some free will. You desire to see, you know, what is it? The Krishna, inquisitive, and the Krishna made the arrangements. You have something, at least, you know, you have to be, start from a little mustard seed and then it'll become a whole mountain. Krishna will become a mountain, but you have to have a start from mustard seed. That's your free will. You
But
may
the
be-
main thing most of us start from is the stress.
Yeah.
Of the four categories, main
Yeah.
one is the stress.
Stress, that's right.
Became,
Well, whether it's the stress, still come there. You know, the you know, goal is the same, whether it's the stress or inquisitiveness or anything, but we did come to Krishna consciousness. That's
I'll
matter.
tell you what, it's a phenomenon in India at the moment.
What?
More and more people coming to all the temples than ever before.
Yeah, even the Rath Yatra, we went there last month in the Sydney Rath Yatra, there was 5,000 to 6,000 people.
You
Yeah.
went
And
to
then 99% was Indian.
Yeah, and you know why? Why are more coming to God than before? Do you know why? What happened in the last 3 years? To give you a clue, 3 years.
Because of the COVID.
Suffering.
Yes. Yes. And then
Yeah,
there was a
people have lost money.
yeah.
Lost their
Lost
jobs.
lost the loved ones.
Lost loved ones. They lost their parents or some family member, or they can't pay the mortgage. Lost their health.
Yeah.
And they're coming to God.
Yeah.
Is that good or bad? That's good.
Very good. Either way, they come there anyway. Yeah, that's good.
Hey,
Either way.
let's read the purport. We've still got 7 minutes.
Oh.
So how about Gita? Do you want to start? And Ulshan can read the last one.
Yeah.
Of 19.
Yeah, the living
Purport. Okay, the living entity, while executing devotional service or transcendental rituals after many births, may actually become situated in transcendental pure knowledge that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate goal of spiritual realization. In the beginning of spiritual realization, while one is trying to give up one's attachment to materialism, there is some leaning towards personalism, but when one is further advanced, he can understand that there are activities in the spiritual life and that there is some leaning towards first. No, why am I going in circles?
You want me to read it?
Yeah.
I think it's the auto makes it difficult.
Yeah, it is a bit distracting.
I
The activities in the spiritual life, and these activities. Okay. These activities constitute devotional service. Realizing this, he become attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and surrender to him. At such a time, one can understand that Lord Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna's mercy is everything, that he is the cause of all causes, and that this material manifestation is not independent from him. He realized the material world to be a pervaded reflection of spiritual variegatedness, and realized that in everything there is a relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Thus, he thinks of everything in relation to Vasudeva or Sri Krishna. Such a universal version of the Vasudeva participates one's full surrender to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna as the highest goal. Such surrender, great soul, are very rare. This verse is very nicely explained in 3rd chapter of verse 14 and 15 in Svatsutra Upanishad. Okay. In the Chandogya Upanishad 5.15, it said that na ve vako na chakshumai sa srotrani na manamasti akaste prana iti iva chakshe prano he ivitani sarvani bhutani. In the body of the living being, neither the power to speak, nor the power to see, nor the power to hear, nor the power to think is the prime factor. It is life which is the center of all activities. Similarly, Lord Vasudeva, or the personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, is the prime entity in everything. In this body, there are power of speaking, of seeing, of hearing, of mental activity, etc. But these are not important if not related to the Supreme Lord. And because Vasudeva is all providing and everything is Vasudeva, the devotees surrender in full knowledge. Bhagavad Gita 7:17 and 11:40.
So Krishna is the life force. Just like if you have a nose, eyes, ears, mouth, hands, legs. But if there's no prana, no force, then it's all you.
Its body is the dead body.
Yeah, it's a dead body.
Yeah.
So the main thing is the life force. And that life force is God. And everything. So if you put God out of the equation, what's left?
Dead body.
Well, nothing.
Nothing.
Without God, you wouldn't even have a dead body because
Yes, true.
God's energy is also the earth.
Yeah, five material also the God, yeah.
All the material elements. So there would be no planet, no space, fire, and no soul. So God is everything.
Yeah.
So one who has knowledge immediately I surrender.
That's right.
Where can you run to? Where can you escape? Where there's not God.
Nowhere.
Go. You might as well just surrender.
Well, look at the puppet. Puppet has got nowhere to run. Wherever his master way to tingling that, his threads, that's where the puppet is. And the masters dropped that, and the puppet just dropped. So we're just a puppet.
Yeah.
So what choice do we have? Nothing. It's up to the Krishna. If you want to play, if you want to dismantle it, if you want to repair it, if you want to fix it, if you want to leave it, if you want to doesn't, up to him.
Yeah. I mean, that's one way to look at it, that, God controls everything. He owns everything. If that person was a bad God, then we're in serious trouble.
Yes.
But the good news is that the person that controls everything is the most loving, caring, affectionate person.
Yeah, the same. You remember the story that when the Lord Rama leave that his bow and arrow to one of the, in the close to the ocean there, it was the top of the frog. The story that, and then when he took it, that the bow and arrow, and this look at the frog was very damaged, like very that legs and all crooked and all. And he said, "Oh, I'm sorry." He said, "Why didn't you tell me?" He said, "If I'm in a trouble, I call you Lord Rama. But if the Lord Rama give me trouble, whom am I gonna call you?" I've got nowhere to call to. I just sit there because this is Lord Rama's bow and arrow. And if I get in trouble, I call Lord Rama. And you have to get in trouble, whom am I gonna call? Nowhere.
Nice. That's funny. Yeah, I haven't heard.
Well, it's in Ramayana actually.
Okay.
Yeah, he left the bow and arrow on the top of the frog, and he just crooked legged and all that, and Lord Rama was very, very, feel like, oh my God, what I've done that. So why didn't you tell me? Who should I tell? You're the one I call when I'm in trouble. If you're the one giving a trouble, I got nowhere to call to. So it's the Lord Krishna, if he trying to kill, no one can save you. If he's trying to protect you, no one can kill you. Simple as.
So So that's good lesson there from the frog. Yeah.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So nobody is above, even equal to Krishna. Not even equal. Forget about the above. So,
Oh, it's so nice to catch up with you both.
so nice to see you,
Talk about
Prabhuji. How's
Christmas.
Jayanti? How's Jayanti? All right?
It's good. Yeah, her health better, and yeah, she's feeling rested and
Wonderful. Yeah, I'm going in October again.
what's that?
I'm going in October.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I go twice a year. Yeah, Kartik, October, November. So just
I'm going this but that Shamananda Prabhu,
Shamananda. Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
that's 1 week. Kerala.
1 week. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna go 2 months. It's like when I asked, Brett must be thinking that twice a year, just go to India. What is it? Well, it's Krishna is
You're
there.
driving a lot of Uber, huh?
Oh, some. It's okay because I got a free ticket to India. That's why.
Ah,
Because my brother is in Air India. Air India is like Sydney to Delhi free flight there. So that's why I go. And then when I go, house is there, food is free, staying is free, ticket is free. Any reason not to go?
Krishna's
Of course.
arrangement, very good.
Why can't I go? Krishna's arrangement. What
You
happened?
can get 2 free tickets, no? Then I come.
I'll take whole body. It's yours. It's not mine anyway. It's Krishna's. Whichever way he wants to keep it to, What happened? We lost Abhi Prabhu. Is it? Can you
It
you
looks
see?
like he's thinking about what you're saying.
Okay.